I feel like whenever you're scared or uncomfortable, that means there's an opportunity for growth. Let's just do it. Let's try the fact that you can do whatever you want at any age. Like, how are you gonna doubt me when I don't even doubt me? Like, I don't leave room for doubt. Because at the end of the day, the only person you have is you. You are your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter. Today is gonna be a casual Chatty Get Ready with me. I just want to chit chat with you guys, give you guys some life updates because we hit 3K on here, and yes, it is a big deal. 3,000 of you guys, I am honored. So I wanted to do a little get to know me, my background, and have like a big sis chat. So let's just do my makeup. I'm getting ready for an event. I'm gonna talk about it in the video, and let's get ready together and do this makeup look. Okay, the skin is already prepped. Everything is going to be listed in the caption. I'm sort of in a rush, but we'll see. I'm going to an event tonight. I haven't actually been to events in a while, so I'm pretty excited, actually. It's funny because the event I'm going to, I guess Tower 28 has like this summer school program where they take in creators and they have mentors for them and like workshops and stuff. I'm not really sure how it works. I think you apply for it and then they pick people. To be honest, I've never applied for this program, but they always have an end of program event and I'm always invited to that. And I just think it's funny because I wasn't part of the program, but I'm invited to that. So I don't know. I'm gonna take it as a good thing, of course. And it's just it's really fun because last year they actually had more of like a panel situation. So the mentors actually got to speak and other people got to speak, like Mariana Hewitt from Summer Fridays was one of the speakers. So it was really educational. They had a professor. So it was really cool. And I got to like mingle and network with other people. I met a lot of great people there, saw mutuals there. So it was a really cool event and I've been invited again this year, but this time it seems like they're doing it as a dinner, which I'm excited about. I feel like it's a lot more intimate and I really like that because I get to sit down and whoever I'm like sitting with, get to know them. I'm sure there's gonna be more speeches and stuff like that about how the program went and just all cool things. And honestly, I'm not even mad about not being part of the program, not being chosen, because one, I didn't apply. Two, I still see it as a really positive thing that I'm chosen to go at the end of the day. And three, manifesting this type of opportunity for myself as a mentor. I'm gonna put that into the universe now. I would love to be a mentor or on a panel of some sort. I'm just like, what good is knowledge and experience if we can't share it with others? So I would love to share things that I have learned with other people. I think that'd be so cool. I'm gonna try some new products, which I don't know is the best idea, but we're gonna try them. This is the Loreal Infallible. I've been seeing this everywhere. Their skin ink. Oh, this is a good match. I think it's a good match. Oh, this is interesting. Let's put it here because this is where I need a lot of cover up right now. Oh my God, it's so lightweight. What is this sorcery? Whoa. That's crazy. Okay. Anyways, that's what I'm getting ready for. But while I'm getting ready, I thought we could do like a little get to know me type video because you know what? I've been on YouTube for a long time, but I'm just now seeing some growth. We just hit 3K subscribers, and to some people, that may seem small, but honestly, I'm very big on celebrating all wins, big or small. I've learned to do that more so recently. I used to only like to celebrate things when they were like really, really big things, but I feel like celebrating the small wins brings more wins. So, we are celebrating 3K subscribers. Talk a little bit about how we got here, what's new, and all the good things. I'm so shook by this. I have like marks all over my face because I like itched my face on this side. So don't mind that. It's the beginning of September. Things are getting crazy in the best way possible. I have officially signed with a new agency, new management, and I am so excited. I was actually really nervous about it, but divine timing. I'm so big on divine timing and honestly just taking chances because you never know. I was really scared to do it, and that kind of encouraged me to do it because I was scared. I feel like whenever you're scared or uncomfortable, that means there's an opportunity for growth. So that was one of the biggest reasons I took it, because I was like, why am I so scared? Like, let's just do it. Let's try. And I just got off my first strategy call with my new management team, and it was so good. I honestly didn't know what to expect. I didn't come into it like super prepared. I've been doing social media for a long time on my own, so these are things that I've done myself. I've done a lot of things. I've lived a lot of lives to get to this point, so I'm actually just really happy with where I'm at. I'm excited to grow though, and I feel like that is about to happen for me. So we're in the beginning stages of something great. I feel it. I also just hit 10K on Instagram, and I've been on Instagram. This is gonna give away my age, guys, but I don't care at this point. I'm celebrating the fact that you can do whatever you want at any age. I am finally at 10K followers on Instagram. And to be honest, you know, people always are like, oh, it's not about the number. And it's not. It really is not about the number. It's just about all the years and the hard work and that I've put in to be consistent in order to grow this much. And if you're a creator yourself, you know, like it's pretty hard to grow on Instagram these days. Like it's not like TikTok. YouTube is also a little hard to grow on, and it really does come down to consistency, authenticity, and strategy and adaptability. And I feel like I've finally found like the trifecta of all of those things, and we're having a growth spurt. I feel like I've noticed that I'm someone who started telling myself that like when things are going good, it doesn't last forever. Just like when things are bad, it doesn't last forever. But I kind of just like wanna relish in this moment of things being good. I know it doesn't last forever and there's peaks and valleys in life, but I am learning to kind of like celebrate them a little bit more. I'm super excited. It's been a crazy journey. So if you're new here, let me just kind of backtrack, tell you a little bit about me, how I got here. If you are new here, I have been on YouTube and Instagram since the dinosaur age. Just kidding. No, but really, since they began. I am in my 30s. I just turned 35 this year. I can't believe it. I'm still a teenager in my head. Honestly, I would say I feel like I'm 26 years old, mentally, youthfulness-wise, energy-wise, all of that. Physically, I definitely feel my 30s. That was something big that I have learned this year. That, you know, the body does not stay youthful, okay? Your mind and your energy, yes, can, but the body, not so much. But I just turned 35. I'm a Virgo. I actually just had a birthday in August. I'm an August Virgo, and I actually love astrology. Fun fact about me. And I am from the Bay Area, so I'm originally from the Bay Area, born and raised 30 plus years of my life. Proud to be from the Bay Area. Wouldn't have had it any other way. But I do reside in Los Angeles now, which is so crazy still. I'm going on my 3rd year living here in LA, and it still feels like a fever dream. Like, is this my life? So how did I get here on YouTube and Instagram and all of that, and like doing social media? Like, how did that come about? I did go to college. I went to college for business, believe it or not, and I feel like I didn't learn anything. I'm sorry, mom and dad, but I really don't feel like I learned that much in college, or at least nothing that I would apply to my life now or to any of the jobs that I had. So looking back now, I do feel like experience and networking is going to get you so much further than a college education. And that's just with my own personal life experience, where I'm at, where I've been, what I've done. That might not be the case for everybody. Obviously, if you don't have a college education, sometimes you do have to work harder for opportunities and meeting people and being in the right place, you know, all of those things, and just work. You gotta hustle, 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 hustle. Okay, basically. But yeah, I went to college and I just worked, you know, different jobs here and there. So I have worked in the real world before, and I'm so thankful that I had a life before social media. So I have like a real world view, or like I have real life experience, okay? Not just content. I'm not just like someone who's lived online their whole life. Because I'm 35, I grew up without social media, without computers, without phones, and I'm so thankful. It's funny that I say that because I am someone who is all about all of those things now. I'm chronically online, always have my phone in hand. I try not to be on it like a crazy person, but you know, I'm online. That's my job. My screen time is insane. You don't want to know. So I was working like odd jobs after college because I kind of just like, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any ins. I didn't know where to go, what to do. I just thought, in my young, naive mind back then, I thought like things kind of just happened to you, for you, after you went to college, you know, like, oh, okay, you go to college, get a job. Like, I was so naive at that age that I like didn't understand how the world works truly, because I just thought like it was just gonna happen. Like, that's what's next. I wasn't really using my college degree. Then I started doing makeup because my partner, my boyfriend, if you guys don't know, Russ, we've been together so long. We're not married. We don't have kids. That's also why we're very youthful and young and can live this lifestyle, to be honest. But he is also an artist. He's a creative person. That was like my introduction to someone who was interested in the arts. Like, I never knew anyone personally that had any other life goals besides just going to school and getting a job. Like, I never knew anyone like that. So that was like my first time meeting someone like that and being introduced to that lifestyle. And like, we've lived so many lives together because we've been together so freaking long. It's just crazy thinking about it, and like our journey and all the lives we've lived together. So he was the first person I ever saw have like a dream, an actual creative dream, to do something besides like the norm. And that just like really opened my eyes and my mind to a whole different world and way of life, to be honest. So for a really long time, we were both really, really invested in his music career, him growing and all of that. And I was someone who always loved beauty. I always loved makeup. Makeup was like my number one thing. I've always loved fashion too, but makeup was just like something I really, really liked. And photography. I remember I took a class. We all had to take like a special like skill type of class in high school. And I took photography as mine. I'm gonna use these Tower 28 Go-Go sticks because I'm gonna be with Tower 28 tonight. So photography was mine, and you know, we had to choose models, we had to take photos. So I chose my friends as my models, but I also wanted to do their makeup because during this time, America's Next Top Model was like a really big thing. I like wanted to do their makeup, I wanted to do their hair, I wanted to choose their outfits, like the whole production of it I wanted to do for like my photo shoot. So that really did pique my interest in makeup, but I didn't really think anything of it. Like it was just fun, you know, just girly things, doing each other's makeup and hair for like dances and stuff like that. Like I wasn't huge into makeup because I wasn't really like, my mom wasn't a makeup person. She, you know, like I just never was into makeup as a kid necessarily, but I loved the whole production of like getting ready and photo shoot and the transformation, really. And I loved America's Next Top Model. I did that and I was just like, wow, this is so fun. And then with Russ, like we would do like photo shoots or you know, just different like artsy things for him and like video shoots. So I was just like really thrusted into that world of creativity and actually seeing other people be in that world and interested and chasing their dreams. So that really inspired me and really just like unlocked something in me. So after college, I was still working at a job, and then so was he, and we would both just do like our art hustles on the side on weekends. He was dedicated to the game. Like he put in so much effort and time after work, on weekends. Any like non-working moment was dedicated to music. And I started to be the same way with makeup. And then in 2018, some of you guys who follow me on all my platforms have heard this story a million times. I'm telling you, I only have like 5 stories for my whole entire life, like core stories that make me who I am. So if you've heard the story before, my bad. But I think it's fun to tell because it's just like, I can't even believe it sometimes. So anyways, in 2018, I got super spiritual. I don't know like what happened. Actually, I do know what happened. Speaking of astrology, I was 28, 27 around, I think I was 28 in 2018. So I was actually going through my Saturn return, which in astrology, that is when shit changes. Like you're either where you're meant to be or you need to get to where you're meant to be. And that could be like really hard for some people. It could be drastic, dramatic, whatever. And for me, I was already a creative. I was already doing art. So I just felt this calling to like go all in on it and really take a chance on myself, because like I started reading books and stuff and like success stories a little bit, just dabbling. I was like, dang, I feel like I've never in my life like taken a chance on myself and like seen what I'm made of. I've always just like followed the rules and done what I thought I was supposed to do. Actually, going back, when I was in high school getting ready to go to college, I am the first person in my family to go to college. So it was a really big thing, and it was such an honor to be that person. So college was never a choice. I always wanted to go to college. All my friends were going to college. So it was just the norm, and I was happy to be the first person. But because my parents never went to college, they didn't really have any guidance for me on what I should study, what I should do. So I really just was figuring it out on my own, like most of us. Like, you know, we're so young making these life decisions when I think back on it. So I just went with business and administration, I think, or marketing. I can't remember, honestly, but I did business as my overall bachelor's. But when I was in high school, because I was being really interested in America's Next Top Model and makeup and like things and photography, my parents were okay with me maybe going to FITM, the Fashion Institute College. They were okay with it, but I was scared at that time. You know, I was young, no guidance. I didn't know what the right answer was. I didn't have any like wisdom or mentors, or, you know, I just didn't know. So it felt like too much of a risk for me. I didn't know like what I wanted to do with it. So I just decided to go the route that everyone else was going to. Me and a lot of my high school friends actually all went to the same college. I lived at home for college, so I didn't really have like the college experience of living in the dorms or whatever. But I still had a really good experience. I still partied. I partied a ton in my 20s. Like that was just like the time that we were at in those years, and I have zero regrets about it. Yeah, I had the option to go to FITM. My parents were so supportive. Like, I still can't believe how supportive my parents are till this day. They've always kind of just let me make my own choices and just been there as like a support system along the way, which amazing. I go to college, start getting a little spiritual, and decide like, dude, I've never done anything for myself. I've never taken a chance. I don't even know like what I'm made of. Like, what can I do? What would I do if I had no fear? Or thoughts like that started crossing my mind. Like, what if I didn't have a backup plan? Like, what would I do? because the spiritual books, because what I was learning from my like spiritual books and stuff, it was kind of saying like, if you are not all in on something and like believing in something, then nothing's gonna happen. Or whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're doing is something that's just gonna constantly keep happening in your life. Like you're just, whatever you're thinking is your physical, whatever you're thinking is your outcome. And so I was like, damn, honestly at that moment, I was like, I haven't been thinking about anything up until this moment. Like I haven't been putting any thought into anything. I've just been living, you know? So that really like, once again, opened my eyes. I was like, wow, what do I want? So that was like the first time in my life when I was 28 years old. So girls, it's never too late. This moment can happen at any time for anybody, but I was just like, what do I want with my life? What do I want to do with my life? Like if I had no fear, what is it that I would want to do? And that really got me thinking. And I was like, I love makeup. I lived for the weekends at this point and doing makeup, doing gigs. Like I started meeting a lot of like photographers and like all the people in that like creative scene. At the same time, Russ was doing music and there's like a lot of crossover between the industries. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna quit my job. I'm gonna quit my job and become a makeup artist full time, even if not everything is planned. Granted, I had an amazing support system. I had savings from working all these years. Didn't have a ton of bills still at this point. So if you have the option to live at home with your family and you have big dreams, take advantage, because I most definitely did that. And I, once again, have no regrets with where I'm at in life and the decisions that I made. Looking back on it, I'm so glad I made that decision instead of thinking like, oh, what are people gonna think of me living at home at this age or whatever. Like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't even matter, because making that decision got me to where I am today. So I have no regret. So I quit my job and then started doing makeup in 2019 full time. And I was on this like high and just always constantly thinking positive thoughts, affirmations, really having deep belief that this was gonna work out. Because at this point, I did start reading more books and I started reading success stories. And this was so crucial to my journey, because the more success stories that I read, the more I was like, I am totally capable of doing this. If I do X, Y, and Z, things are gonna happen. Like it's only a matter of time. And that's why that's one of my mottos is like, it's only a matter of time if you're putting in the work. So I had a ton of faith. Even when things were so scary, I seriously trained myself not to have negative thoughts and not to get scared, because if I was scared, then I would stay in that state. Like my reality would reflect my fears if that's all I thought about. So I was like, positive thoughts, positive thoughts, positive thoughts. Some people might call it like toxic positivity, but I don't think it was that at all. I had a lot of what I would call mental power in controlling my thoughts. And in turn, that allowed me to create the life that I wanted, truly. When people say don't just live your life, create your life, I feel like this is what it means. Oh my God, I didn't use lip liner. What the heck? I just used lip stains. So yeah, when people say like you can create the life that you want, that's what they mean by like training your mental, your mindset, your thoughts, your beliefs. And I really did do that. It's actually crazy. And it's always crazy just talking about it, because I'm like, it sounds so simple, but if your thoughts are already like negative or, you know, pessimistic or not belief, it is very hard. It's a lot of work. Ooh, look at this lip combo. This is cute. I quit my job, did makeup for 1 year before you know what happened. This is why I never turned 30, because I turned 30 in quarantine, so it kind of didn't count. I never aged. I didn't age since then, because you know? That is why I am still not 30. Anyways, back to the story. And it wasn't like the best year. I wasn't booked and busy, but it was a experimental year. It's kind of like, you know, when kids take a year off after high school before college and they're able to travel, like rich kids and stuff. This was kind of like that for me. And like, the nice thing is my parents never questioned me. I felt very sure of what I was doing. I had a lot of belief in myself, and I truly believe like when you believe in yourself, other people have no choice but to do the same. Like, how are you gonna doubt me when I don't even doubt me? Like, I don't leave room for doubt, you know? And I just have a supportive family in general, which is such a blessing. Quarantine hit, and that was like, whoa. I could have like freaked out and been like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do? And like go back to finding work. But I was like, you know what? This is a sign to pivot. And I did what I knew how to do, which was makeup and content. I had already been making content, but I wasn't taking it super serious. I mean, I thought I was taking it serious, but I really wasn't, like, not like I am today, obviously. I was trying though, I've been trying for a long time. I did start doing that during the pandemic, and also I just started picking up so many habits, like really healthy habits and routines, and really just becoming like truly the best version of myself that I could possibly be. Reading books, working on my health and my discipline, just everything, working on my consistency and confidence and showing up for myself. I really consider quarantine like my second chance at college, but it was like life college, which is crazy. So yeah, I started taking content serious, and because I'm so spiritual and I have such a high amount of belief, I wasn't even making that much money from content, but I did start making money, and I did start making in the 4 figures. And right away, I was like, I wanna move to LA. In 2019, I actually wanted to move to LA. Me and Russ went through like a break briefly, and I was like, okay, I wanna move to LA, and he wasn't sure about it yet, and that kind of made us like think of going our separate ways, plus like other things. And so I wanted to move to LA in 2019. I even spent like a week here with my friend Twee. And I was just like, oh God, I don't know if I could do this alone. Like, I don't know. It was really scary. I was like, oh God, I don't know. And then quarantine happened, so it didn't even matter anyways. I wasn't gonna be able to do it. But I do know like some people who did make the move during that time, which is crazy. Props to them. I don't think I would have been able to personally. But after all that, and like starting to take content serious and things picking up, once again, my belief was like, dude, I can do this. I can do this. Like, I'm gonna do this. And so after the quarantine, I told Russ that I still wanted to move to LA if he wanted to too, and he also wanted to too. And like, just so many things in our lives worked out to make this happen, like friendship breakups, group breakups, like bad things that set us up for good things later. That's why I'm not scared of bad things happening, because it's always a setup for something that is good. By sheer faith and divine timing and alignment, we were able to move to LA in 2022. Me as a full-time content creator, and now with like bills, real bills, and I've been doing it ever since. So we're going on 3 years here, and I've had a manager for the past year. That was already crazy to me. Like, I could believe it, but I couldn't believe it. You know, like there's still always this version of you that's gonna have like imposter syndrome, and you know, like there's always like a little version in you that's obviously happy but also scared. And as much as I know things are gonna happen, it's still crazy when it does happen, is what I'm trying to say. So I had a manager for a year. Things were good. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have like standards or expectations really, because it was my first time with management, and it was good. But I just feel like lately I've been starting to grow more on all of my platforms. TikTok has always been my biggest platform, but I really, this year in May, there was a shift in my head with Instagram and how I felt towards it and what I was gonna do. And I put plan in motion, strategy in motion, and things started picking up, and I had a huge growth spurt. And I finally feel like I have some, what is the word? I'm finally being recognized on Instagram. Like I just feel like now I'm being pushed out, and it's strategy, but it's also mindset. And it took me so long to get to this place, and I feel the difference now. I know the difference. And so I finally hit 10K on Instagram, and that's why it's such a big deal, because I've been on this journey for so long. I've really been putting in the work. And one thing I have always done is be consistent when no one is watching. I have posted YouTube videos every week for like 2 years with minimal breaks during any of that time. Even when it would be like 100 views, 50 views, and like Even getting over 100 views is always like still a big deal to me because that's where I'm at in my journey on YouTube. On here, it's still a big deal just getting more than 100 views. And I can't wait till the day where it's 1,000 views, which I've gotten a couple times, but like, you know, like 10,000 views. And I'm just waiting for that day, like till me and that day align together is truly how I feel. So that was a quick version, I feel, of where I'm at, what's new with my career. It's always like, whenever I do a Chatty Get Ready with me, it's always focused on one thing specifically because that's what I'm like thinking about at the moment. But everything else, like me and Russ are doing so good. I'm so over summer though. It's so hot. I'm literally so over it. I can't wait for fall. One thing I'm gonna miss about summer though is definitely the pink blush. That will be missed by me. So I'm gonna have to come up with some new fall blush combos. We'll see. And then health-wise, my calorie deficit. I didn't talk too much about that this time because I'm not in my calorie deficit. I'm actually eating my maintenance calories right now. So I lost 10 pounds from May to July. And it's September now. I've maintained the 10 pounds that I lost because I feel like I did it very realistically, very healthily, which is key. Learned so much on that journey. You guys can go back and watch other videos about it. I could talk more about it, whatever. And I'm gonna do my next cut in October and I'm very excited. I'm ready to lose some more weight for my health. Like I said in the beginning of the video, your body in your 30s and beyond is not the same as your 20s. So if you're in your 20s, enjoy your young spring chicken body, okay? Because every year after your 30s, it just goes down, okay? It just goes down. I wanna be careful with my words. So that's why I'm just very into taking care of myself, my health. I also feel that because I'm taking care of my health and being mindful, good things are happening as well because it's all about alignment, you know, like my mindset, my physical health, my spiritual belief and health is all doing so well. And so that really contributes to my life. My life is really a reflection of all the inner work that I've done. And I'm just excited to be here. I'm excited for where I'm going. I'm excited that you guys are here. I truly feel like whoever stumbles across my channel is really on this same path. You know, I love beauty, I talk about makeup, but the real ones know it's so much deeper than just makeup and beauty. It's about that inner glow and working on yourself, building your confidence, doing things that seem scary, and really just believing in yourself because at the end of the day, the only person you have is you. You are your biggest cheerleader, your biggest supporter. Everything comes down to you. You can't depend on anybody else. I just want to inspire you guys to take a chance on yourself, follow your dreams, whatever that may be, even if that's just like living healthier or having a beautiful family, anything. It could be anything. Like, where do you see yourself? Where do you see your life? And if you're not there, how do we get there? Like I said, it's not just about living your life and the things that come at you and reacting. You are the creator of your life. And that is something I have truly embodied, I feel. And so I love talking about it. And before I get too carried away, I'm gonna eat some chicken to have some protein before tonight's dinner because I don't know what we're having for dinner exactly. I'm pretty sure it's a dinner. I keep like second guessing, is it a dinner or is it an event? I'm pretty sure it's a dinner, but I'm just so excited. I will take you guys to the event on the vlog, and I hope this video just inspired you or gave you a little bit more insight on me. If you guys don't follow me on my other platforms, you should, on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, every audience is different, so I don't assume anybody knows my story. But if you have heard my story for the 1500th time, I'm so sorry. But I just love you guys so much, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm honored to be able to do this. And it just makes me so happy, truly, and I wish this on everybody. So with that being said, I will see you guys next week.